By now, I imagine you have probably heard the story of the rise and fall of crypto entrepreneur Sam Bankman-Fried, or SBF. Bankman-Fried was arrested in the Bahamas yesterday. He has now been charged with multiple counts of fraud, among other crimes, by the Southern District of New York. Now, the specifics of SBF's downfall are a little wonky, but the short version is pretty simple. It's that he's alleged to have taken billions of his customers' money that was invested in his cryptocurrency platform and used it instead for his own purposes, including funneling it to his hedge fund. The cryptocurrency platform is now belly up. Now, to be clear, this is an extremely newsworthy story that's garnered tons of attention rightfully. But for more than a month now, it has been, for very particular reasons, an obsession on the political right. Prior to his arrest, Republicans were relentlessly pushing the idea that Bankman-Fried, who made enormous political donations to the Democrats, one of the top donors in the last cycle, was getting special treatment by President Biden's Department of Justice because, they argue, the Democrats are a party of the corrupt elite, that he had purchased their assent. The Democrats are looking out for their own at the expense of the little guy. That was a story. Elon Musk, for instance, Twitter's new owner, who never seen a right-wing conspiracy he did not want to get involved in, has embraced a new life as a right-wing troll, got in on the action. He tweeted last month, quote, SBF was a major Dem donor, so no investigation. This narrative was especially prevalent on Fox News, which has produced a truly unbelievable amount of coverage of this story.
Sam Bankman-Fried isn't stupid. He knows he's bulletproof. He knows the Democratic Party and the SEC and his friend Gary Gensler won't touch him.
Why isn't he shackled by the FBI? If this guy was a Republican donor, he'd probably be sitting in solitary confinement right now.
This is a glaring example of everything that's wrong with our government and the power elite in Washington. If you are a crook, but you got the right friends and you're on the right team, then you'll be taken care of.
Now, there's two major problems with the story they've been telling, okay? The first major problem is that Sam Bankman-Fried, it turns out, wasn't a partisan donor. By his own admission last month, he gave just as much to Republicans as he did to Democrats.
I donated to both parties. I donated about the same amount to both parties this year. That was not generally known because despite Citizens United being literally the highest profile Supreme Court case of the decade and the thing everyone talks about when they talk about campaign finance, for some reason, in practice, no one can possibly fathom the idea that someone in practice actually gave dark. So, I don't know, all my Republican donations were dark.
See that? All his Republican donations were dark. The dark money the Republican Supreme Court enabled, that he was able to funnel without anyone noticing, to Republican donors too. Somebody please tell Tucker. The other more obvious flaw in the disingenuous right-wing theory is that, well, as of yesterday, Sam Bankman-Fried is in jail. He's been arrested. He has been charged, arraigned, denied bail. There was no cover-up. There was no special treatment. You might think that being so flagrantly wrong would invite some soul-searching by the folks who pushed the bogus charges of corruption for over a month now. But of course, that's not what happened, no. Because Republicans have a complete monopoly on the information their voters and viewers consume, instead of any sort of mea culpa, they can just seamlessly transition into a wholly new and contradictory conspiracy theory. In this case, the new theory is that Sam Bankman-Fried's arrest, the thing Republicans have been calling for weeks, was actually a ploy by the Biden DOJ to prevent Fried from spilling the beans before Congress in testimony that was scheduled for today.
First of all, I've never seen the Southern District of New York act so quickly on a case this enormous. So why stop him from testifying in front of Congress today? Because you don't want information to come out that's political. Look, he was the #1 donor to Democrat political causes. I think that this was an attempt to literally shut down the truth.
Now, never mind the fact this new conspiracy completely contradicts the old one, that the Democrats were dragging their feet, the Biden administration. Fox News knows by now it doesn't matter to its audience. As long as Republicans remain safely ensconced in their own media echo chamber, they can keep spinning and spinning the truth away without any real consequences. And perhaps today also, they were simply trying to distract from the much better than expected economic news for President Biden. I'll discuss that with Senator Bernie Sanders next.